A long time ago, there was a poor couple who lived in a dark forest. One day, the wife told her husband that they were expecting a baby. The husband was overjoyed and asked his wife if there was anything he could do for her. She told him that her one desire was to eat some of the leafy green Rapunzel growing in their neighbor's garden. Their neighbor, however, was a nasty witch. That night, the husband crept over the fence into the witch's garden, and just as he was about to break off a stem of the leafy green, the wicked witch appeared. She grabbed his hand and angrily raised her wand to kill him. The man pleaded with the witch to have mercy upon him. He told her of his pregnant wife and her craving for Rapunzel. The witch listened, and with a devious look she said, "I'll let you live, and I'll give you the Rapunzel on one condition. You must give me the child once it is born." He knew that if he did not promise this, she would kill him immediately. Months passed, and a beautiful girl was born to the poor couple. She was a special child, blessed with a head of magical golden hair. Hearing the baby's cries, the witch came to the couple's house to claim her prize. She took the child and disappeared. The witch named the child Rapunzel, and when Rapunzel was 12 years old, the witch brought her to a very tall tower with no door and no stairs. The only way in was a single window near the top. Poor Rapunzel sat by this window, watching the waterfall, the mountains, and the lazy blue stream that ran by. She dreamed of a life outside of the tower walls. The years went by, and Rapunzel grew to be a great beauty. Especially beautiful was her golden hair that the witch refused to cut. The witch used the hair's magic for her own evil sorcery. Rapunzel was not allowed to leave the tower, but the witch would go to and fro as she liked. She would stand at the bottom of the tower and call, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." And Rapunzel would throw her long golden tresses from the window. The witch would then grab the hair and use it as a rope to climb up. In the evening, Rapunzel liked to sit at her window and play her harp. She loved to hear the sweet sounds echoing through the valley. It was on one such evening that a handsome prince was passing by. The prince saw the witch approach the tower and call out, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." The most beautiful girl the prince had ever seen appeared at the window. He watched how the witch used the hair to climb up the tower. The next evening, when a beautiful breeze was blowing and the witch was gone, the prince went to the foot of the tower and called, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." The hair dropped out of the tower, and he began to climb up, just as he'd seen the witch do. Rapunzel was quite surprised to see a handsome young man instead of a witch. The prince was kind and charming, and by the end of the evening they were in love. They agreed to meet the next few nights to plan Rapunzel's escape. However, the witch saw the prince leaving the tower. The witch started to make a plan of her own. The night of the escape was very dark. The prince managed to get Rapunzel out of the tower, and they began to flee into the woods when the witch appeared before them, her wand raised high. The witch blinded the prince with a spell, and she dragged Rapunzel back to the tower. Rapunzel begged the witch to set her free, but the witch did not listen. Rapunzel knew she was nothing to the witch without her magic hair, so she grabbed a nearby knife and cut her hair off. The witch was furious at Rapunzel and threw her out of the tower. Rapunzel's plan had worked. She was free, but her fall from the tower had hurt her foot, and she could hardly walk. How would she ever find her prince now? Rapunzel searched for the prince for many days until, finally, she found him lying under a tree. The blinded prince was in bad condition. Rapunzel took him in her arms and began to weep. A single tear fell from her eye to the prince's, and in an instant the blindness was gone. The prince could see once more. The prince took her to his palace where they were married and lived happily ever after.